Of Justin Baldoni's attorney Brian Friedman shredding the New York Times as he responds to their motion to dismiss.
You won't believe what just went down between Justin Baldoni and the New York Times, especially with rumors swirling around Blake Lively's alleged involvement. Word on the street is that behind those Hollywood smiles, a serious clash is unfolding, and the stakes are higher than anyone imagined. So buckle up, because we're diving straight into the drama you clicked for, and so much more.
Nothing better to do on a Saturday afternoon than to give the rundown on Justin Baldoni's response to the New York Times request to dismiss his lawsuit.
This isn't just about a single dispute or lawsuit. Oh no. Allegedly, there have been hushed discussions, secret text messages, and a possible power play that's left both fans and insiders completely stunned. While everyone's eyes are on Justin Baldoni's bold legal move against the Times, there are rumors that Blake Lively's name is popping up in all the wrong places, especially where it concerns behind-the-scenes meddling and possible bribes.
That Blake Lively may have a history of not being upfront when she gets cast in a movie, of her secret desires to actually play a much bigger role than that of lead actress.
If you thought we'd just talk about the lawsuit, think again. There's talk of backstage blow-ups, potential hush money, and powerful people pulling strings in ways you wouldn't believe. The newest chatter, that Lively may have gone to shocking lengths to gain the upper hand. And let's just say, if any of these claims turn out to be true, it could flip the entire narrative upside down.
Blake Lively took over the marketing for the film. Again, there's nothing nothing negative in the press or anything else like that.
So let's start at the beginning, where this whole mess reportedly began, some sort of behind-the-scenes meltdown on set. We're talking about a heated moment between Blake Lively and co-producer Jamie Heath, with Justin Baldoni allegedly caught in the crossfire. According to various sources who claim to have witnessed it, Lively was supposedly furious over creative decisions and possible production delays. The rumor mill says she snapped, accusing Baldoni and Heath of ignoring her input and undermining her creative control. Not surprisingly, that tension is rumored to have fueled the events that followed.
It was Blake Lively, it was Ryan Reynolds, this was their strategy.
And it only gets wilder from there, because allegedly, not long after that confrontation, new rumors emerged about hush-hush secret meetings. Whispers claim that Lively, or people within her camp, attempted to gain favor from certain legal figures who would be pivotal in any lawsuit that might arise. Could there have been an effort to influence the outcome of potential lawsuits before they even kicked off? It's speculation, sure, but when multiple insiders start talking, you can't help but wonder. If you think that's intense, hold on tight, because the next revelation might have you questioning everything you thought you knew about celebrity power plays.
Justin Baldoni's team has issued a response in opposition to dismiss the New York Times, and there is a bit of a smoking gun.
We need to talk about what some call the smoking gun. Text messages that allegedly reveal a plot to tarnish Justin Baldoni's image. Reports suggest these leaked conversations discuss strategic ways to paint him as the villain, hype up negative press, and possibly sway certain corners of the internet. Even more shocking is that these texts supposedly hint at payoffs or special favors to keep the ball rolling. Naturally, both sides deny any wrongdoing, and the authenticity of these messages is still debated. But if they're legit, this could mean big trouble for everyone involved. And here's the kicker. We might soon find out exactly who dropped these chats onto the rumor mill's doorstep.
Blake Lively plaintiff versus Wayfarer, then it's Wayfarer plaintiff versus Blake Lively. It's a dueling lawsuit, all consolidated into one, at least for pretrial purposes.
But let's not forget the major player in all of this, the New York Times. Rumor has it, Blake Lively collaborated closely with a reporter who allegedly crafted a carefully timed piece meant to dismantle Justin Baldoni's reputation. The Times, of course, stands by its journalistic standards, yet critics argue they push the boundaries of fair reporting. The talk of a quick turnaround video, one that supposedly presents Lively's allegations as fact, has become a major point of contention. At least one credible insider suggests the Times might have chosen sensational headlines over thorough vetting.
Justin Baldoni is going to try to get their case against the New York Times in California to get away from some of the generous laws that exist in New York State.
Justin Baldoni's legal team, though, is not taking this lying down. They've come out swinging, accusing both Lively and The Times of orchestrating a premeditated campaign to undermine Baldoni's brand and credibility. In the official response to dismiss the newspaper from the lawsuit, Justin's camp reportedly cites a rush to judgment by The Times, which they claim stands in stark contrast to objective reporting. Some supporters say the evidence is strong enough to destroy The Times. Defense, forcing them into a corner they never anticipated. And if that's not enough, we're about to see just how deep these allegations truly go.
She does appear like an Amber Heard to me. I have yet to see one of her complaints borne out.
Because here's where things get seriously twisted. Multiple insider statements contradict one another, some painting Lively as the victim, others accusing her of being the mastermind. A few crew members have hinted that Lively wanted to control the narrative by any means necessary, allegedly using her Hollywood connections to silence potential dissenters. But you also have those who say Justin Baldoni and Jamie Heath made the atmosphere on set impossible, giving Lively no choice but to fight back. The result is a chaotic storm of claims, with no one sure whose version is closest to the truth. Yet, for all the confusion, one thing seems clear: something big is boiling beneath the surface.
The original reporter whose interview got leaked during that time that went viral of Blake being really mean to her.
What's really pushing this drama to its boiling point are these rumored attempts by Blake Lively to influence judges, or at least sway the legal proceedings in her favor. While no one has gone on record to confirm it, the timeline of events is suspicious enough to keep people talking. According to whispers, she might have orchestrated key meetings with individuals involved in the lawsuit to ensure the right outcome. Some sources, however, believe a high-profile industry figure stepped in to shield her from negative fallout. It's all extremely murky and extremely juicy.
Has started a fight she cannot win. She does appear like an Amber Heard to me. I have yet to see one of her complaints borne out.
Now, if even a fraction of these bribery rumors hold water, it could lead to actual criminal inquiries. We're not just talking about scandalous headlines here, we're talking about the kind of legal scrutiny that can topple an A-list career. Hollywood deals could go sour, endorsements could vanish, and the public perception of Lively as America's sweetheart might fracture beyond repair. Meanwhile, the New York Times could face serious backlash about their journalistic integrity if the courts find they crossed any ethical lines. And let's not forget the real wild card, Justin Baldoni. If his team's strategy works out, he might emerge victorious, or at least vindicated, in the court of public opinion.
So you'll see these stories and start looking at these if you follow mainstream media. You'll see a hit piece or story that's really negative against somebody.
It's like every day there's a new piece of evidence, a new source close to the case, or a new angle that reframes the entire saga. One moment, you're sure Lively is the mastermind. The next, you're convinced she's an innocent pawn in a much bigger game. But the real question is, how does all of this end? Will the revelations be enough to cripple someone's Hollywood career? Will the Times issue a very public apology, or even a settlement to avoid further damage? Or could Lively make a comeback once the dust settles, painting herself as the victim of ruthless legal tactics?
What they showed is that Blake Lively has got a bit of a God complex.
The best part is, we might be just scratching the surface here. Remember how quickly new developments have been coming out? That's a sign this story isn't even close to over. More texts, more interviews, and more depositions might leak at any moment, turning this scandal on its head again. And given how high the stakes are, Blake Lively's reputation, Justin Baldoni's integrity, and the New York Times' journalistic credibility, someone is bound to crack under pressure.
So, you and I have dealt with stuff like this before. This is a common tactic by the media.
Which leads us to the biggest twist of all, the alleged conversations pointing to a judge who was heavily swayed before the case took off. Some insiders claim there's a hidden paper trail linking certain decisions directly back to hush money exchanges. Now, no one has confirmed these details on record, and it's all speculation at this point, but sometimes rumors start with a whisper and end up being proven true. If that happens here, this might be the biggest scandal to rock Hollywood in years.
And so we have given, as a matter of policy, massive protections for the media.
So, where does this leave everyone? Justin Baldoni's supporters are rallying behind him, championing his fight for fair coverage. Meanwhile, Blake Lively fans insist she's been wronged, arguing that she's simply calling out a system that's tried to silence her. The New York Times remains mostly confident, saying they've done nothing beyond fair reporting and that any claims of misconduct are blown out of proportion. Yet, when legal experts say the Times defense is on shaky ground, you have to wonder how much of this is spin and how much is a genuine ticking time bomb.
Allegations that the Wayfair parties orchestrated a retaliatory smear campaign to damage Lively's image and reputation after she purportedly reported their alleged misconduct.
This entire saga could either go down as a cautionary tale about mainstream media's power or an example of a major star using every resource at her disposal to push her narrative. Then again, maybe the real lesson is that Hollywood has always thrived on rumors and sensationalism. But hey, that's just the nature of the business, right? Scandals come and go, celebrities pivot and rebrand, and fans move on to the next big story. Yet this time feels different, thanks to the serious legal repercussions that might be waiting around the corner. If evidence of bribery or tampering actually surfaces, it would be almost impossible for any public figure, no matter how beloved, to recover unscathed. On top of that, any media giant accused of deliberately twisting facts would find itself facing credibility issues for years. In an era when audiences are quick to call out fake news, the Times can't afford a blow like this. So, is this the downfall of an A-lister's career? Or a newspaper meltdown about to implode? Maybe neither, or maybe both. The tension keeps rising, and each new leak seems more jaw-dropping than the last. It's all building to a final confrontation that might leave everyone reeling. Who's lying? Who's telling the truth? And what dirty secrets are still buried? Only time will tell. What do you think? Have we witnessed the peak of this scandal, or is the biggest bombshell yet to come? Drop your theories in the comments, because let's face it, this is the kind of story that sparks endless debate. Could we see more shocking receipts surface, or will this end quietly with a settled agreement that disappears from the headlines overnight? If you're still dying for more juicy details, don't forget to check out my other deep dives into Hollywood controversies and celebrity showdowns. There's no shortage of drama to uncover, and you won't want to miss out on the behind-the-scenes tea that's brewing around Tinseltown. One click, and you could find yourself down an even more scandalous rabbit hole than this one. Thanks for sticking with me through this entire expose. After all, with alleged bribery, a possible smear campaign, and a top-tier newspaper in the crosshairs, how could we not be glued to every twist and turn? But don't go anywhere just yet, because if there's one thing we've learned, it's that in Hollywood, there's always another surprise waiting right around the corner. So stay curious, stay skeptical, and keep your eyes peeled for the next headline. With rumors running wild and high-stakes legal battles unfolding, there's no telling what kind of chaos could erupt tomorrow. Until then, keep watching for updates, keep digging for the truth, and brace yourself, because this scandal might just be getting started.